largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Real Housewives news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. We made it to the end, finally. It's episode 9,567 from Season 3, Portrait of an Italian Family. And, oh, look at those sparkling people I have in the studio today with me. I've got Cameron in his white tee with no hat again. I can see your face.
He got a haircut.
Yay.
You look very nice.
Thank you.
And we've got a newbie joining us today for the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And is that Lilac? And her name is Stephanie. Thank you for joining us.
Hi.
She's serving us gloss. I love it.
I know. You look quite lovely. Sorry I can't be there with you guys. But of course,
we wish you were here.
But we still have lots of fun and exciting things to talk about as usual for the Housewives of New Jersey. We got our finale episode going on. Of course, I didn't say my name, but I'm Courtney Stewart, your host this evening, for more fun and shenanigans of Teresa and her hot messery that she calls a life. So, let's jump right on into the episode. I figure we'll start small and we'll build, because there was a nice little tasty ending there that at least gave us some kind of drama to take into the reunion special. But this episode kind of jumped around quite a bit. They kind of showed a little bit of everybody's life that's going on. So I figured let's start out talking about the mamas and their kids. And really, I want to talk about Victoria and Ashley. And it was kind of cute how both families were sort of going through their little thing with their teenage/young adult child. And Victoria is one example, and then there's Ashley. What do you guys think of Ashley and Uncle Jamie?
Uncle Jamie, he came out of left field. He's a member of the Manzo family, but he's the total black sheep, like Ashley said, like she kind of is. And he's covered in tattoos, and he said he's a chef and a stylist and everything. But yeah, I didn't see him coming at all. I don't know how much he helped.
And when we say black sheep, we mean queer.
Yeah, so I don't know how much he helped. I think Ashley's kind of a lost cause. But I do think that maybe the change of location, everyone in her family kept saying, oh, it'll be bad if you move, it'll be bad. But I thought maybe it would be good for her. And now, actually, she is living in Los Angeles now. It said on the update that she is still living at home, but she does live here in Los Angeles, and she does have a job.
Well, congratulations, Ashley, on finally making it to the West Coast and on changing that name to a double E instead of an EY, because that was real important before you made it to LA.
I haven't been on Santa Monica lately, so I'll let you guys know.
I have no idea what she's doing out here, but she does have a job. And yet, what is with the name change? She changed her name to Ashley with 2 E's. Why? I don't get it.
The same reason she exists the way she exists at all, because there's no point ever. I don't know. I don't get it. Uncle Jamie was interesting, though. I liked him, and he was a cool guy. But when he said he was a chef and a stylist, I got confused and figured that maybe he actually was Ashley as a grown-up. So I don't know.
But they did make a clear point of saying that he has done really well for himself and made a career path for himself. So that was good. But like I said, I don't know how much he helped.
Well, I loved it when he was talking about her, and then she walked in and he continued talking about her.
Yes, I could appreciate that. But were you surprised at all that Chris totally turned tide and was like, you know what, you're a bitch sometimes, but I love you and I think you should get to stay here?
I've always felt that he was the soft one. I didn't think it was her.
Yeah.
I thought it was him. And I think from a stepfather's point of view, he just wanted to be accepted by her. You know, I don't know. That's my take on it.
Oh, so he facilitated the sad drama that forced her to go get a tattoo of swallows on her arm.
No, it's sparrow, remember? Don't say swallow. say sparrow.
So I was telling Stephanie in the screening, I was like, if any of my kids, I don't care, girl or boy, said go away, I'd slap the shit out of her.
Slap them. That's all I want. And I know that I guess on television they won't be allowed. But she's a grown-up. That would just be battery. Like, punch her face or something. Like, just one good time. If
That'd
she
be
got
worth the
shook
bail
real
money.
good, it would be so nice to see that happen.
She drives me insane. She constantly has her cell phone right there. She's never listening to her parents. She drives me crazy.
And she's just rude. And that's nothing new. And so she had no arc whatsoever this season. She was an asshole when it started, and she ended as an asshole. So there you go. Season 3 of Ashley. Sorry, boo. But I'm glad she's got a job. If that's true, congratulations, girlfriend. I hope you're making it, and I hope it's not hooking. Anywho, we had one other lovely, young, youthful woman coming of age this week, and it was the lovely Victoria. And her mommy, Kathy, was having a little trouble with her daughter being a grown-up kind of looking girl.
That's all I have to say about Kathy. She's just a simple mom. She throws out in the kitchen. She's just a simple mom, and I don't know.
I will say this, though. I think, at first I thought it was an act, Kathy and her husband and her kids, and how perfect they were. I really thought it was an act. I constantly think that all the housewives are trying to compete with the Manzo family and try to be the best family and look how perfect we are. I think that's a constant battle with all the women. But I really thought it was an act. But now as the season went on, I don't think it is. I really think their kids are that sweet and that respectful to their mom. I guess it's true. Right? Do you guys think so?
I think it seemed, I mean, this episode, I was kind of annoyed because she was like way upset and cry, and I get it, she's a mom. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of sweet in the end because you really, especially when she starts talking about, because the extra emotion came from the fact that she almost lost her daughter a few years ago.
Which I'd forgot about, but she's like the size of a tennis ball, though.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I forgot about that. So that makes a difference.
So it was kind of sweet to see, like, oh, she really loved her kids. And I'm still not a Kathy fan because I think she's kind of a snooze. But you know.
That's what I was saying to Cameron. We think she's kind of boring, but she's nice enough, I suppose. You know, the other cat.
She's got a nice daughter. Richie gives me some good jokes every once in a while, so I appreciate them for that.
Go ahead, Stephanie.
The other castmates really like her, though. The Manzo kids really like her.
Greg loves Kathy.
Greg loves Melissa and he loves Kathy. So that has, because they are the ones that see her all the time. We only see a short snippet. So if they all really like her, that she must be pretty cool. So
she gave good fodder. She gave good fodder. I mean, you call Teresa out on leaving your kids unattended.
Mm-hmm. No, we don't use that word anymore. No more unattended.
Yeah. So that was a nice little moment, except can you guys explain one thing to me? What was with the big tent on the side of the house and everybody was taking pictures in the tent? Could they not take pictures in the house? They had to pitch a tent for the kids for prom?
Was that at their house?
I think it was their house because they walked out and the front of it looked like their house, but I don't know. I was confused.
Yeah, I was confused too. And the guy giving the speech it said the blurb under was Melissa's songwriter. Like, who's this guy and why is he giving a speech at their little photo ceremony? Yeah, that was all very confusing. I think the fireplace would have been a better backdrop for everything.
Yeah, it was very strange and contrived and weird for me. So I was kind of like, I don't get it, but whatever. But I did want to note how much fashion has changed for prom since I went.
Oh my
gosh. Little Victoria in your sparkly mini dress and your big hair.
Yeah, all the girls wear short dresses now to prom. I feel very old.
I feel very old too because I had my nice long prom dress and that was exciting. We wanted long ball gowns.
I went to junior prom. I said screw senior prom. It's a waste of money.
Yeah.
It's not a waste of money. That's so harsh.
Better things to do.
It's a memory you'll have for a lifetime.
And pictures out in the fake tent. Pictures in the fake tent that you could have forever.
Exactly.
This is before I was pregnant.
Burn in a few years, but
9 months later, I'll be pregnant. or giving birth. That's how we all knew, you know, junior prom and then senior year, you see all the girls that give birth 9 months from
What
junior
school
prom.
did you go to?
Oh, honey, that was my question.
I'm
what
from
school
country.
did you go to, boo?
I'm from an island. Sorry. It's sex, food, marijuana.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't go there.
Yeah, I don't think that's what
apparently
Victoria
neither
is
does
doing.
Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria's not into all that. I could tell.
She's not into all that, and Daddy Richie was making sure of that with Polly, which was kind of cute and weird all at the same time. Richie has enough grease in his hair. Like, I don't know. I think he uses more grease than I do, and I have an afro. But anyway, this was that's the kids. They did fine, whatever. Kate, what's her name? Kathy, there was nothing going on for her with her kids, with her own family this season to me.
No.
Like, it was boring. The only reason she was interesting is because she would yell at Teresa. So, I mean, I guess as far as I know, she's still in for next season, but
Yeah.
I'm not excited. I'm bored.
Yeah. Moving on from Kathy.
Moving on. So then the next big event of the episode we should probably discuss was family portrait session.
Well, I think it went off without a hitch, which is, again, kind of lame.
Oh.
But
how about leading up to it, did you guys check out the stylist for Melissa?
Yeah.
And I just have to comment on what was on those racks just because I was like, really? And then the fact that she also styles Teresa, and Teresa doesn't want her to know or doesn't want her to be styling Melissa either. Like, I'm like, really? Why do either of you need a stylist for real? And are you really working with a stylist? Because that's what you've come up with?
Yeah.
I don't like Melissa's stuff.
Well,
ever.
see, I completely disagree. I like Melissa's stuff. Well, not all the time. Not all the time. But
I prepped Stephanie for
yeah,
this.
she said he told me, he said Courtney hates Melissa, but I like her clothes. But I hate Teresa's clothes. How is this coming from the same stylist? And how is their hairdresser the same too? Because Melissa said that she thinks I stole her hairdresser too. How do they have the same hairdresser? Because Teresa's hair is.
I mean,
no
I
good.
guess it's a small area, so they just go to like one spot. But I mean, okay, so you like Melissa's clothes usually? Oh God, I can't. Okay, you're new, so I won't jump on you.
I know, but it's not stuff that I would wear. But I think
You females are so catty.
it's not stuff I would wear, but I do think it looks nice. Like her whole vacation, I thought everything she wore on the vacation was really cute. Meanwhile, Teresa looked god awful on vacation.
Courtney, they're from Jersey.
Okay, see, now we're gonna have to go there.
You think Teresa's outfits were
She
cute?
was rocking a fake J-Lo bandana and some little boom shorts and like tennis skirts every other day. What the heck are you talking about? I'm looking at you right now. You look like you've got style and you look adorable. You're kidding.
We're
That woman
gauging it.
shopped-
We're
she
gauging
looks
it
like
on
she
the
shopped at
Jersey
expensive
style.
place.
Completely
Jersey
Jersey
style.
style.
We're
I mean,
gauging it on
we're in
Jersey.
California. It's just, you can't even compare. I think the reason we're all intrigued by this show is because it's Jersey and it's so different from the way that we live. But it looks good on her. Teresa looks like a train wreck no matter what city she's in, right, Cameron?
So do you think in the photo session you liked Melissa's outfit better than Teresa?
No.
Wait. The
that's
portrait.
the exception.
Wait, the portrait.
Yeah.
Yes.
Teresa
think-
looked amazing.
I don't know.
I thought Teresa looked amazing.
She looked great.
Go
ahead,
Cameron, why are you making that face?
Because I thought Melissa at least looked classy. Like she wasn't trying to upstage anybody.
Do you think Teresa looked like she was trying to update someone?
You see, Jesse too. He just cut me off. Ah, damn it. She looked classy. I didn't think she was trying to upstage anybody.
They're
You thought
constantly
Melissa
trying to
looked
upstage.
classy, and
No,
that
I
she
didn't think
wasn't
Melissa tried to
upstage anybody.
upstage Teresa
You're
this
right.
time.
Yeah,
you know?
that is.
I think she was being honest and trying to keep the peace. Because Lord knows she at least has the money. She's not in bankruptcy court or was in bankruptcy. She could have rocked something else. Saying.
She looked kind of.
But again, we're gauging this on Jersey style.
Again, Jersey.
They could have been
Well,
like
I think
17
that
shades of
looked through
orange
the
for all
Jersey
we know.
eyes. Like, I expect it to be gaudy and a little bit obviously not what I would wear, but there's times when they can look great and times when they
Can I
look
ask a question
crazy.
to girls
And
though? Well, you have a fro. I like your fro. But do girls touch their hair that much? What
Yes,
is with that? It's so
constantly.
irritating. Please don't do that.
I can't
It
help
just
it.
irritates me. Ugh.
I can't help it. I constantly do it. I don't know.
I assumed
It's
it was
annoying.
like a
I know,
long hair
it's
in your
annoying.
face kind of
And
thing,
like
'cause I
placing it like
almost never touch
pieces.
my
Like you're
hair.
piecemealing your hair. Wash your hands.
Yeah, I don't know. I have too much product in my hair to be touching it all the time. I touch my hair and then touch paper in it. You know, it's a grease stain, so it's no good.
I still see you as
Oh,
my
well.
black elf queen. That's all good.
Yeah, one day we'll pull that off.
Oh,
Just for
sidebar.
you,
No,
Cam.
I'll wait till you go on. We'll keep going. Sorry.
I mean, whatever.
What the
our
hell was
conversation's more
Joe
fun
and
than the
Teresa's
episode, so
dad
let's be
saying?
real.
I have no idea. Whenever he speaks, I have no idea what he's saying.
At first, I didn't know what he was talking about, but then I realized later he had eye surgery or he had eye drops or
Eye
something.
surgery.
Yeah, something's wrong with his eyes. Yeah.
Nothing's wrong with his
Yes.
tongue.
No.
He has scar tissue
In his tongue?
in his eye.
Oh, he's
Well,
an
yeah,
old
but-
man.
Never mind. I thought he spoke English.
Yeah, he
He
did seem.
kind of does.
He seemed on drugs or something, but.
Sorry.
Well, either way, it was funny that Gia was like, "No, he doesn't need a drink. Alcohol won't help him."
I love Gia. She always spouts out with the common sense that everyone needs to hear. She's out with it.
And
First
then she
you were
did her
one,
"I'm a cheerleader"
then you were
pose in the family
two.
portrait.
Teresa
Did you
taught her
guys
that.
like final results?
I thought it was a pretty picture.
It was beautiful. I think that it might have been photoshopped, certain,
Might.
right?
It was
No. I'm
definitely-
saying, yeah, of course, the whole thing is photoshopped, but I mean, they all looked
Yeah.
perfect, and with all those
Yeah.
kids, you can't get them to look perfect.
Yeah.
So, cut and paste. Anyway,
Yes,
it looked great.
I
If
would
I had to
have
pick
to
a
agree.
family, I would pick Joe and Melissa.
Oh, their family's beautiful. How do you feel about that, Courtney?
I mean, I do think that Melissa's daughter, whose name is slipping my mind, it's one of them Annas because
The
they
little
all are
one.
Adriana, Gia,
Yeah.
Gaga, Gaga, whatever. Her daughter, the older daughter, the 5-year-old, is
Is that
very
Antonia?
pretty.
No, that's
And-
Teresa's, right? Teresa's
Antonia.
daughter. Yeah.
There's Gia.
Gia
Melania.
is Gia's kind of weird looking. Like she has
Weird,
moments where
kinda.
you're like, oh, she's cute, but then you're like, whoa, she's kind of weird looking.
Yeah,
Kind of
definitely.
like Kathy's daughter. They've got very large
Definitely.
eyes.
Well, Kathy's daughter is she's Lebanese, so I think she's exotic, but whatever.
She's exotic, but she's exotic in a. Sometimes it's scary and sometimes it's gorgeous. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
striking and sometimes it's like, whoa.
That's kind of like Eva
what's going on there?
Mendez. Yeah, Eva Mendez to me. Sometimes she's like
Eva
beautiful.
Mendes is a more Latina, cleaned up version of Amy Winehouse to me.
But sometimes she's beautiful and sometimes she looks funny.
I'm sorry, I had to get off the floor. You said I cleaned up Amy Winehouse. Wow. All right. Well, the picture went off lovely, and there was a nice little moment with Teresa and Melissa when they were helping get the baby dressed, which I really liked, but I just have to comment that that was the ugliest dress I have ever seen for a little 2-year-old in my life. I'm sorry, but it was not cute.
Yeah, I thought Teresa's clothes are bad. Her kids are even worse. They've got the headbands with the huge flowers on them, and it's not cute ever.
What? And then the dress, the baby's dress, had the huge flower right on the front, too,
Oh.
and she had a headband on. It was
Josh
Teresa, go back
Josh
to your
from
stylist.
Project Runway made that.
No.
Well, you know,
Oh,
so the
man.
little heart to heart talk. I mean, I thought it was all good until they had the Teresa's aside. I don't know what you guys call those things where she's by herself and she goes, "Well, I hope that Melissa was sincere too, or I hope she meant it." Like, why do you got to say that? If it's
Yeah.
sincere, you do it out of the kindness of your heart. You don't expect things in return. But she always has to just keep jabbing. Girl, grow up already.
And when the same thing when she was talking about how nice it was that they got together as a family, she says, it kind of makes me feel a little bit complete. Like, you can't be a little bit complete. She still has to throw that in there, that everything's not perfect, you know? It could have been a nice family moment.
I'm just waiting for her to come like next season. She'd be like, "Well, I just walked into the punch."
Because I'm a uber bitch, which is our transition into the final big point of the whole episode. Teresa and your big, stupid book.
Another book, like they said. What is it with these ladies and their books? Just like Danielle's book.
I know, but what WTF without saying the F word, because that's against AfterBuzz rules right now. I would like to find a reason. I'm like trying to think, like, why, what could be your excuse? Why is she jabbing at
I'm
Caroline
sorry.
like that?
I don't
This
know.
scenario, this situation, actually for me is worse than the Daniels. Well, minus the life threatening against Dina, but this actually is worse than the Daniel Staub situation for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was
I
a
agree.
complete stop. And it's not like it was an aside. It's not like it was a verbal thing. It's actually in writing. It's black and white. You open your book with some ripping on somebody? Seriously?
Yes, and say it's a joke, and if it's a joke that you didn't even let them in on before the
That's-
book was gonna come out.
That's
even
the
after.
key. Yeah, either one. Yeah.
I tried calling her. She didn't call. Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
Come on,
That,
Courtney.
and that's when
Wouldn't you beat somebody
I
up?
felt like you could see her lying, like you know how people's like different things about them change and they start to stutter and they look a different way when they're lying. That was all wrapped up in that whole. I called her twice, but I got 4 kids, so if she didn't want to call me back, then so what? But you were in Punta Cana for how many weeks with her?
And they got together after the book was even printed and were talking about it, and she never told her even then when they were together. So I think that Olive Garden comment is the worst thing ever.
The 1/16th Italian thing, like, really, Teresa?
I love how Greg, I think it kind of was overlooked, but Greg said, who did that math? Her accountant, you know, 'cause talking about her bankruptcy. Oh, I was dying. That's great. Her accountant.
Yeah.
That was great. But the best thing I appreciated, because Caroline stayed true to form, she was like, that's bullshit. That's a horrible thing to say. But as soon as she took a jab at the kid, Caroline went into full bull mode, like you don't F with my kids.
Yeah.
And I like how her little interview, she was in all black, and the lighting was all like warm, and it suddenly turned like mama boss.
Dun, dun,
like,
dun.
you could say what you want about me, but my kids, no.
We're
That was
thick as
the-
thieves. Yeah.
Is that a working title?
That, like,
So, okay, so sidebar. So I'm watching this at home with my boyfriend, and I thought he had watched a couple episodes that I've done with you guys for the show, and he makes a comment about how he thought that Albie and Greg are boyfriends, right? And I'm thinking, oh, you just got that from our AfterBuzz show. And he actually thought the same thing. And then Stephanie made a comment how she's starting to kind of see something like that too, not having watched our show either. So you guys called it. I guess it's a consensus.
And that wasn't the prediction I made, but when I was watching it today, I thought something is up with Albie. And I know Greg's their close friend, but he's always there.
Mama's boy.
And yeah, and something's up with Albie. All these gorgeous girls. And, you know, maybe he hasn't found one he likes, but still, you think he'd have a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Season 5, spoiler alert.
Hey, Uncle
I
Jamie.
think it's just a matter of time before the announcement is made that they are moving to New York to get married, and life will be great for Albie and
Then they're going to
Greg.
be on the A-list.
Yes, they're going to get their spin out. They're going to go on right. But aren't they going to have to move to Houston at this point? Are they doing another New York one after this?
Oh,
It's the intention, but I know
God
Mike's not doing it.
destroys
So what is the show without Mike? Oh, sorry, we're gonna jump that. So back on track. So but no, but so
The
Albie makes
JJ's
Albie
not
makes a
balls.
comment. Albie's like, corny meatball joke, go, and then right off the bat, Greg's like, Teresa, what's your beef? I was like, wow, they work in tandem.
Uh-huh.
It's like they're thinking.
That's so
they're,
sweet.
yeah.
And they're at brunch with Mom together. They're in love.
They're
That
in
was
love.
very sweet. Very sweet. But I appreciated that Jacqueline tried to talk to Teresa.
She stayed in form, right?
behind. She
Right.
stayed true to form. Like, oh, how is this a joke? Do you understand why this would hurt someone? And the funniest thing to me about that scene was when Teresa starts to get mad, and she's like, okay, now I'm getting mad.
Right.
And Jack,
'Cause she
like,
she realizes,
congratulations, Drake.
yeah, she
Nobody
realizes
cared.
that she's caught and there's nothing
Yeah,
she
don't
can
try and
say.
spin this. Don't try and turn this around on us.
Exactly. And then she tries to say, but you guys are being too sensitive. This is no big deal. And then Jacqueline, like, comment fades off, but she goes, you're talking about somebody's heritage.
Heritage.
That's, like, kind of a big deal.
But she's like Lucille Ball. Everyone knows she's hilarious. When she
think I'm
said
Lucille
that,
Ball.
I about fell on the
That
floor.
makes no sense. Does she know it makes no sense? My next question, though, is this really all Teresa, or do you think this is more Dick in the mix? Somebody's trying to help stir up some stuff. So they were like, ooh, do this with your book, cause some drama. It'll be good for the book. It'll be good for the show. We're all going to work this all together.
Well, I was actually thinking about you and Jesse at the time because Jesse introduced me to that term, the whole dick in the soup thing. But I mean, would you really put that in a book that's gonna,
Well, here's the thing.
Well, see-
Now that it was addressed on the show and they didn't read it word for word, people are going to go buy the book. She knew what she
Exactly.
was doing. Not as much for the show, but for the book itself. I think she knew that it would sell copies, especially.
Well, and
if they
Kathy
bring it up.
nailed it on the. Seriously, it's not gonna have any longevity. You just ripped. It's like a tabloid now. Nobody's gonna buy it for the cooking.
No.
I can want your
Well, that's
recipe.
why I also
Foods
think
are my
because
mortgage.
the-
Friends are my mortgage.
But the reason I say the show seems like they could have a hand in part of it to help make more drama with these women, is because it's interesting that they've already started filming the next season while this one is still airing. Like, I feel like that was all planned.
I couldn't believe that when I heard it. Yeah, they're filming season 4 right now. And, I mean, they're obviously watching it on TV, and they'll watch the reunion. So anything they did possibly get over is going to be added right back into the mix. I couldn't believe that they were already filming next season right now. That was a shock. So.
And as much as I am not a fan of Teresa any longer, because she was my favorite back in the day, and I do believe she is a bit crazy, I personally don't know if she's that crazy. And I feel like they are making it because they got to make somebody. Danielle's gone. Somebody needs to be a villain in the cast.
Oh, yeah, a villain and the crazy one. You're exactly right. You're exactly.
And I feel like they've just elevated. Like, obviously, she's a wild chick to begin with. Like, I'm not saying she's calm and normal, but I think they've elevated her to that level, and she's fully embracing it to move the storyline along and to keep the show going along and to keep her book selling and all of it. So I think it's all intertwined. All the more reason why I'm annoyed by the show in general right now.
Yeah, I think
that's just my opinion.
I think you're exactly right. They've pinpointed her. Even when they were on vacation and they're showing her trying on all the outfits and everyone kind of rolling their eyes at her, they're totally making her look like the crazy one now. I feel a little bad for her.
Or the dumb one.
Yeah, hand in hand, both.
And do you recall the first season, like first season and a half? Like, she was funny and like would say some silly stuff, but you never looked at her and you were like, this is one dumb, like, she is a dumb biatch right now. Like, the things that she says and the things that come out of her mouth, you're like, what in the heck are you doing and talking about? She was more the, like, down girl, like, I'm being honest girl, like, being upfront girl in the beginning.
I didn't trust her when she flipped the table. I didn't trust her to begin with, because if you're really gonna cock back and choke somebody, you don't flip the table. You reach over the table. Yeah. You grab them by the neck. You don't flip a table.
Or
what the hell is flipping the table gonna do?
But I feel like that's like an anger expression. Like, no, she would never actually put her hands on anybody, but I think that the anger still exists. So I bought the flip of the table.
I think she's the type she hides behind her husband. I hate those kind of women.
I think a lot of women do that. They're like, wait for someone to
behind a Joe.
Yeah, wait.
Joe's always drunk.
Yeah, well, she waits for Joe to grab her, and then she starts going after someone. Like, Joe, come grab me quick so I can act like I'm going to go after someone, you know? You're right.
No, I know that. I actually know quite a few females that they have husbands that throw down, they're big guys, and they actually start shit, you know, I don't know, just they antagonize knowing full well that their husband has to get involved. And I was telling Stephanie, too, from the beginning when I joined on to this AfterBuzz, I felt that Teresa is the problem for that. It's not Joe Giudice at all. He just might be a little slow, but she caused their bankruptcy. All the problems that are happening in her family, period, are all because of her and her delusional ways. She makes a mountain out of a molehill. She's created all the mess. It's all her and her delusional, retarded ways. Crazy or not, I think it's just she's a little deep-to-dee.
But her husband needs to put her in her place then and not let her spend that much.
That's why she's gonna walk into the punch.
He's too much of a
crazy
doof.
She didn't sign no fake loan papers.
Yeah, he's a doof. They made him look like they didn't make him look like an idiot. He did everything from golfing in his wife beater to just being drunk and everything. He looked like an idiot, and she was embarrassed by him.
He's given up on life.
Yeah,
he's stuck to that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, he has.
Wouldn't you quit too?
No, he's not stuck to that for the rest of his life, because we all know he's already cheating on her. So
he loved playing with the little boys. He's like, oh, I just want a son. I'm tired of these females. He wants out.
I think Joe and Joe should date each other.
Yeah.
Next season, Joe and Greg.
No, Joe Giudice and Joe.
It's gonna be the real girls of Jersey.
Oh my God.
Greg with his hands on the wall looking backward.
Oh my God.
And Giudice in his jail outfit because he's in jail for bankruptcy.
He's in jail.
Or what, jail bankruptcy fraud.
And Gorga in his drag.
See, and I told you, so they rescinded the whole bankruptcy filing because that whole bankruptcy fraud incident. Which Teresa's
and then the last
with.
sentence, Teresa's now working to pay back her debt. I'm like, boo, you're going to be working a long time to pay that back. A long time.
And what is she doing? Writing another cookbook?
Writing whack books? Like, I don't know.
Whack books.
Oh, Teresa. Oh, Teresa. Oh, Teresa. And on that note, I guess we will shoot to a commercial break and come back to discuss the future of the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean.
You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig! The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
Dun. We're back. Talking about the finale of The Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Wait, sidebar. So on screen we have the episode prior to, I believe. And I was just telling Steffi, I swear to God, Greg just opened Albie's chopsticks for him.
I didn't see it. I don't know.
I can't
official.
wait for them to just kiss.
That's the tell-all sign.
their
Wait,
love.
I'm going to rewind. I'm actually rewinding. This is real time. Everyone listening to us on iTunes, we are rewinding last week's episode to see.
We're watching.
We want to see if Greg opens.
Because I started off making
Albie's
fun that he's
chopsticks.
like, don't sit too close, we're on camera.
Yeah, and Albie has his legs up, propped up.
Yep, looking mask.
Okay,
And here we are.
All
All right.
Chris is their cover up.
Chris is a good brother. Yeah, he's a good brother.
Yeah,
Stick by this relationship.
He's totally the cover up.
He's the wing guy.
Yes, yeah.
All right, now they're going into Zen.
Cue the flame.
Cue the flame.
They're lighting the fire.
Lighting the fire between.
Yeah.
Oh, and he did.
he handed it to him.
He did.
He either handed it to him or I thought he opened. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
He opened them, and then they cued the camera of him handing them to him. Now, the love on this show. There it is.
Sorry, Courtney. Go ahead.
Well, actually,
no problem at all.
Before you
we
get
can't
into
wait to see the free love going on.
Before you get into predictions, I have a little news and gossip for you guys this
Love
week.
it.
Oh, sweet.
Serve it.
No, it's going to be served. Because, yes, Teresa claims she is so over it. After seeing that, yes, she too could be spoken about behind her back, her feelings were super hurt. The Real Housewife of New Jersey went to her blog to vent her frustrations, saying, quote, "The whole time we were filming, I had no idea what other people were saying about me. I just assumed they were all my friends. I don't talk about other personalities or their kids or how they spend their money or how smart I think they are. I say she pissed me off, but I'm not going to let it bother me." Cut to everyone else. Teresa can't be reasoned with. Teresa was dropped on her head as a baby. All about my character flaws and how I didn't grow up, how I'm cuckoo, how I had no idea they were bashing me like that.
Delusional.
Delusional.
Oh.
This is what Joel has to live with.
In her defense,
yeah.
She did say in a new article, which I actually just lost because I clicked the X on my computer, that was just released yesterday. She mentioned this whole thing about her book and the drama that Caroline is acting like she's so sensitive about. And she said the reality is that Caroline is jealous because at the same time she was shopping her book, Caroline was shopping a cookbook too, and so were 4 other Real Housewives. Her book was the only one picked up, even though Caroline had lots of comments about how she did her outline and all of her submissions and who she was dealing with in terms of agents and book people. And Caroline told her she was doing it all wrong, but she said she went ahead and did it her way anyway, and her book is the one that got picked up. So she thinks it's really that everybody is just hating.
So let's timeline that then. Her first book, I'm sure, was picked up originally because she was a housewife. Her recipes aren't that great, supposedly. Second book gets picked up because it's a tabloid issue now. I mean, so Caroline.
Well, more than likely, when they picked up the first one, it was a multi-book. It was at least more than one book deal. Like, okay, we'll give you this much, and you have to do 3 books.
Here's something I forgot to mention when we were talking about the cookbook, is that Melissa said in an interview that when Teresa did write this book, it was when they were all getting along too. That's what no one can understand, is that they were all getting along, because at the family portrait dinner, the dinner they had afterwards, she said, Teresa was showing me pictures she was going to put in the book. She's like, the book had not been printed yet. And when we were all getting along is when she was saying all this bad stuff about it. Because she also said bad things about Melissa and Kathy. So that's what's funny, is it's not when they started fighting again. Like, she totally did it in a really shitty way while they were all getting along.
And here's my thing. Even if she didn't have an intention to hurt people's feelings, even if she thought it was all in fun, and it just makes her look even dumber than I already think she is.
I'm the Lucille Ball.
And is that an
I think that
excuse?
she is super smart, because this was a business move on her part. She knew full well what she was doing. She has nothing against those people at all, but between the show and the book publishers, they were like, this will be a great idea. We're going to stir up some drama. You're the villain. It'll sell the book. It'll keep selling the show. This is what we're going to do. That chick knows her ass is broke, and she needs to get a paycheck.
Well, I think she burned bridges that she's not going to be able to fix now, because her and Jacqueline are really at it right now. They've been in a huge Twitter war for the past week or two, and Jacqueline on Twitter called Teresa scum. So they are not friends. Yeah, they're not friends anymore. So
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
And Courtney, you called it. You know, they dressed Caroline up in all black, and now she's like, you know, she's pulling the mafia mama scene. I'm sure she has friends in low places.
Wouldn't that be great if it went that far?
Go ahead.
I mean, I said, wouldn't it be great if it went that far? And I mean that as a joke.
No, I don't
but
think so.
you know, they're all Jersey, and you know.
You know, Greg's part of the Homo Nostra. You better watch out. She might get egged.
Well, that's a good. Oh, wow, that's a good segue, Stephanie, into the next article.
Love it.
That rumor has it that Jacqueline is ready to leave the show for good, threatening to quit over the whole ordeal. But from what we're hearing, she might not have to quit. Bravo might be showing her the door personally, and it's all because of her Twitter rant. At the beginning of each season, the ladies and their families are required to sign a confidentiality agreement that insists they keep hush-hush about the series until it airs on Bravo. Her tweets clearly fill viewers in on a major upcoming storyline. Thus, she is in breach of contract. Now, Andy Cohen and company might be willing to let that go if Jacqueline agrees to cooperate. Right now, Jacqueline is refusing to participate in the reunion specials, and that has the network steaming mad. Everyone knows that it is one of Andy's cardinal rules, and she doesn't make an appearance, she will be out for good, whether she wants to or not. But according to Bravo, no decisions have been made yet. They have issued this statement saying Bravo is not firing anyone from the Housewives of New Jersey. All 5 cast members will be featured on Season 4. No decisions have been made about Season 5 at this time.
Well, what is our consensus? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I think that the other thing that I heard in addition to that is that that Caroline and Jacqueline, which kind of is in contradiction to what you just said, because if she's starting trouble on Twitter, that's bringing drama to the show. Right. But what I heard is the producer said if Caroline and Jacqueline don't bring enough drama, they're going to get fired because they're boring. Melissa and Teresa have kind of taken over with the drama, and if Caroline and Jacqueline don't catch up, they're going to get the axe. But like Jesse said, though, they haven't made any decisions yet. So
because it's dicks in the suit, not just one dick. It's all their dicks in the suit.
And I understand, and I enjoy entertainment or this kind of television process. But there's a human part of me that says, "Do you really need to be on this show? Do you not have a life? You guys have enough money. Enjoy your real life. Go away, quit.
Teresa needs
get
to
out
be
while
on
you
the show.
can." Yeah, Teresa
Teresa
exactly. You said it. Teresa needs the money.
She needs to stay on the show. I think Caroline will be the first one.
So I'm all for
Caroline,
her walking into the punch then. Do it.
Keep working it out, Teresa. Caroline, go and do your radio show and get Albie to come out and be on the A-list, and then just, do your brownstone thing.
Because even her husband. Right?
Just give up, honey.
Caroline's husband, Big Albert, he's like, oh, he can't. Every time we see him, he's like, why am I on this?
I know.
show?
He knows how dumb it is. But Cameron had a good point. He thinks that the Manzos are going to have their own show. I could totally see that happening.
I don't think that would last for a second. They would be so boring.
With the kids, though?
I think their family values resonate with Americans. It may not be as exciting as this bull is to a certain extent, but it might have a lasting feel. Maybe it'd be on the Disney Network.
You know
Yeah.
what? Though? Even
You should be on the Disney Network.
maybe E. Listening to this whole, when Caroline was doing the radio interview, I love Caroline. She's my favorite. But listening to the radio interview, I was like, this ain't you. Like, because to me, she is the most relatable. But I don't want her, like, telling me life. I don't, like, look at her as, like, oh, you know it all. I just think you're relatable.
Yeah, I mean,
like, the
she
stuff
had-
you're going through.
She had 3 kids. I mean, everyone acts like she's,
It's because
the
we're comparing
smartest
her to
person alive.
Teresa.
I guess, but you're right. I mean, everyone thinks that she's like the greatest woman that ever lived because she raised 3 good kids.
And culturally, how you speak to people in where you grow up. 'Cause in Jersey, I don't know. I think they're a little loud. Maybe they're overly imposing. Maybe I don't know. I don't. Never been to Jersey. Don't come from there. Maybe they speak like that. Maybe that's normal for them to seek advice in that way. But she's also one of 11 kids as well, too. So I mean, she relates. People relate to her. She has profound advice per se, or profound outlooks on life and insight on whatever. I like her, but quit.
They can have a show
Save yourself.
when Albie and Greg come out.
Save yourself.
Yeah, Greg would definitely be on the show.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, the boys should make their own show.
They did that once with the Real Housewives of Orange County. They had one episode that aired completely separate, and it was titled "The Kids of Orange County."
Oh,
and
yeah, I
it was only.
remember that.
I was really excited about it, and then I TiVoed it and never watched it because nothing. I remember everyone said it was really. I was so excited because I love the Kids on Orange County, but it was like 30 minutes and it was kind of lame. So.
Yeah, as I would think the Manzos would be, but that's
Yeah,
just my opinion.
I don't think they'll be trying that again. So.
Yeah. All right, Jersey. So they did it. They made it through a season. It was about, like 6 months long. First time ever it was that long. But obviously people are loving it because they're bringing us more pretty soon if they're already filming it. So we got 2 weeks coming up with some reunion loveliness. So let's jump into predictions about the reunions and about what's coming up for the next season.
Well, so are the reunions live?
No, the reunions are
No.
filmed a while back. Because think about it, if they're already filming the new season, yeah, they're not live, and they're newer, definitely newer. Because you can tell just by the way they look. You can tell Caroline's gained some weight. They just look different, but so it's filmed well after the show.
I hate that because I just found out, Teen Mom, they do that as well. They film it. So it's like, well, what are you giving me an update on if this is happening? I can read gossip magazines and find out what they're doing.
Well, I think that's what people want to know is what are you saying to everything that's in the gossip magazines? I don't know. I'm so excited I can hardly stand it. I wish it was
I'm almost mad we didn't have a copy of Teresa's book ahead of time.
Damn it. Personally, I really kind of am interested to get her, or at least to see a recipe. I want to really do a recipe of Teresa's and be like, I want to see where it stands.
I'm going to get her book, and I'm going to make something.
Maybe we're hating. We're all going to have a cook-off at Courtney's house.
Sweet. Let's eat.
Sorry, Steph, you were talking about your excitement.
No, I can hardly even stand it. I wish it was a 4-part reunion because I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
Courtney would kill herself.
I know.
I would kill myself. I'm about to die right now because I'm
just-
mad it's over 2 weeks. Can we get the 2 hours in one night, please?
No, I love it. I love that they spread out. I really didn't want this season to end. In the beginning, I was so bored with it because it just seemed like the same battle between Teresa and Melissa. It was getting so old.
Oh my
but towards the end, I
God.
really liked it. I really liked the season because it went over the holiday seasons. I like that. I like how Halloween, Christmas, all that. But the reunion's going to be amazing because Caroline always brings her game in the reunion. She's kind of boring well, I don't want to say boring, but she never really tells anyone how it is during the season to their face or anything like that. But in the reunion, she always lets the other girls have it, and you can see it in the clips that she goes off on someone. I guess it's Teresa. I'm pretty sure it's Teresa.
AKA she serves it.
Yeah, so I just can't wait.
They're going to have the
for
book
fight.
on hand.
Yeah.
But I really wish Wendy Williams was hosting this. I really wish.
Yeah,
I love her as a host, and especially because she's from Jersey.
She would be great.
Oh,
I
she
never
would
thought
be
about that.
amazing. She would dish it out like
Anything's better than Andy. Ugh.
she would dish it out like Olive Garden.
Teresa.
Why
I
don't
will
you
say
grab-
Andy has come a long way.
He has,
and
but
he
I still
does
don't like
much better at those. Even at his regular after show, he does much better.
I
But
love the
he's come
New
a long
Jersey
way.
ones because he's so afraid of them. You can tell. Last season's reunion, he was so afraid. Like all the other girls, in all the other Housewives seasons, he kind of
A little more composed.
Yeah, but in Jersey, you can just see he's terrified that one of them, that Teresa's going to flip a table.
Boring. But I know, well, you know, but I think afterwards, the second episode, Caroline was on What's Happening Live.
Yeah, watch What's Happening.
And she made a
Live.
comment because he asked her he asked her
axes
the
her.
relationship between her and Teresa at the time, and she was like, just watch the episode. And
Yeah.
she alludes to the fact that the tides are turning.
Well, yeah, Jacqueline refused to go to the reunion, so she's not there. And what Teresa said,
Really, both?
she,
She doesn't even show up?
no, she
No.
refused to go. She said she wasn't going, and Teresa says she should be here to finish what she started. So she obviously started a lot more of a mess than we saw in this last episode, obviously with the Twitter and all those things. But they're mad that she's not there because she kind of started, well, not started it, but, you know, really added fuel to the fire, and she's not there.
Well, I love the fact that Caroline's there because that means Caroline's still backing Jacqueline up.
Oh, for sure. They're family. They're sisters-in-law, so for sure. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
all
good.
of this isn't adding up as to when they actually filmed the reunion versus when all this Twitter stuff has come out, because all the Twitter stuff just came out, and I thought the reunion was filmed about a month ago.
Well, all I can
So-
say about the Twitter stuff is stuff obviously must be happening in the new season that's triggering the Twitter war, right? Because if they're filming the new season now.
Well, that's what I would assume. So based on this reunion, Jacqueline should have been at that reunion.
I know something happened within those few weeks of the end of this show and the reunion. Something happened for sure because she's not
Well, maybe
there.
she had a breakdown with the whole Ashley really leaving thing.
Yeah, Ashley leaving. And also, did you guys notice, that Jacqueline seemed kind of more in her shell, like a little depressed, a little inferior, a little jealous of the other girls, especially with Melissa, this hot chick that comes into the mix. Even especially on vacation, you could just tell she felt fat. She didn't want to take off her cover up. She just kind of seemed depressed that these girls are kind of like look better than her or getting more attention, right? Did you guys notice that?
She seemed out
I
of
mean,
it.
yeah, she's insecure. She just had a baby a year
Yeah.
ago. She's feeling a little.
So maybe it was
not
just too
quite-
much for her.
Well, and I
Hey,
think
I'm not mad. I think if it goes, she said it goes against her morals and her character and what she believes in to keep doing this. I say step out of it because you don't need it. If you don't need it, why are you doing it?
right? Isn't her husband has money, right?
Yeah, they have money.
Which
They're
means she
fine.
has money too.
Yeah.
So, get out, girl.
Go be a mom. Go be a mom.
Go save your daughter from LA.
Ugh.
And as
I would
Hunky, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh, no, I didn't even have anything. Go ahead.
False alarm. I was just gonna say that as hunky dory as Melissa and Teresa seemed to end this episode on, they definitely start fighting in the
Well,
reunion
Teresa
again.
didn't go to whatever. What did they say at the bottom?
Guys,
of that?
Melissa is clearly jealous of Teresa.
No, it's the other way around.
Yes, she is. No, I'm so sorry.
Well,
Explain this to
Well,
me.
no,
Hold
wait,
up.
actually, no. I was really joking, but
Exactly.
thinking about it, the reality is Teresa has nothing. Like when it comes down to it, Melissa there are people in life who feel like they should just get things because of their stature where they are in life, and Melissa feels she has the hotter husband. In her head, she's like, I have the hotter husband. I have money. Like we have money. I have a singing career. I have talent. I'm younger. My skin is tighter. My clothes fit me better. In her head, that's what she sees. And when it comes down to it, she's not the star of this show.
Right.
Mm-mm.
You don't watch this show. Like, honestly, there are times when I think of this and I'll be watching something like, oh, yeah, Melissa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Teresa, when you think Real Housewives of New Jersey, Teresa. When you think of New York, you think Countess. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain ones that it's like, that's who's always, it's like Jersey, Snooki. You're always,
Okay.
you're always going to think.
Right.
And whether they're a hot mess,
Right.
whether they're anything, Teresa is the star of this show. Because of what she's
Thank
doing.
you.
She can put out 5 more cookbooks and they're going to sell and they're going to be on the New York Times best-selling list. I'm not saying that means she's an amazing author, but it's because of who she is. It's because of what she's done and the role that she's played on this show. As crazy and kooky as she is, I do believe that Melissa's upset with the fact that she doesn't even look at her. She looks like trash. She looks like all these things, and she's getting the attention that Melissa, I believe, feels she should be getting.
Well, she had to have known it was coming. She hasn't been on the show for the past 2 years like Teresa has. But do you agree that I think now Teresa's getting a little more jealous of Melissa, because I think in the beginning no one really liked Melissa because she did seem jealous of Teresa, but now everyone loves her. I mean, Greg, everyone on all the other families love her, and to the younger audience, the younger girls, all the younger girls that watch the show want to be Melissa, not Teresa.
Wait, all right, I'll give
Lord, have mercy.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Greg, and like especially we saw on vacation last week where, you know, they were doing the Miss New Jersey thing or whatever, and it was like I feel like they gave Teresa, what did they give her? Best style?
Yeah, the hat.
You know, I feel like they gave that to her, otherwise she would have like been complaining or whatever. So it was like giving the little girl
to keep her from waking them up with that voice every
I know.
morning.
Well, even more so, it's horrible. I'm joking.
It's true.
What should I wear?
But you know, there's also something that we don't actually get to experience watching on camera, you know, because if Greg's so much into her, there's just some people that have that certain feel about them that you feel comfortable and you actually are more attracted, or it's not just, I mean, it's charisma to a certain extent, but there's also just something about, they have that it factor.
And she has
Teresa
it.
doesn't have it.
And Melissa does. Everyone loves her. But I have to say, on top of that, everyone likes her and Joe as a couple. No one likes Teresa's husband. He's a total idiot, and he's gross, and he's disgusting.
I actually like Joe more than I like Teresa.
Well, yeah, still. But everyone likes Melissa and Joe as a couple. All the younger Manzo kids are like, y'all are the best couple ever. But everyone likes hanging out with them because
you would
they're
hit that
fun.
in a quick minute.
I would, but I think they are disgusting. I think that they're gross. Like they're just like, that to me is like
Jersey.
But everyone thinks
like
that they're
this
fun.
trash that just dresses. Oh my god! Hold on 1 second. Let me just get us.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, just
host.
like, you saw it on their trip. Like they're just like, they're gonna be that old couple that never realizes that they're old. They're gonna literally be Teresa and Joe in a few years. Like that's what they are, and that's what they're gonna be. Like we're looking at the performance of Melissa up here. That's why Greg likes her. Greg thinks she is fierce. She is fabulous. She is just
While she's lip syncing.
right. And I don't know.
But everyone says they're a really fun couple, and I don't think you can say that about Teresa and Joe Giudice.
That would be very.
Well, you're not supposed to be. They've been grown-ups for the most part until their lives fell apart.
Well, they could still be fun. Right?
They're not supposed to be the
Courtney,
young
you
partying.
need
That's
to
like not
let
their
it
thing.
go.
They've never been that, and they shouldn't suddenly start being that.
I would have fun hanging out with them. Actually, I would think that would be the most entertaining day of my life to go to
But
Teresa
that's different
and Joe's
because you're
house.
there for you're with them just for the
Laughing at
entertainment.
them.
I would be in Teresa's class like, yes, girl, put the next one on, yes.
Wear that,
I'd be
yeah,
like,
girl.
Joe's making us beef jerky downstairs. Go, yes, Teresa.
Go, Teresa, serve it.
No,
Put that chicken on your head, girl.
Melissa, we'd be like down in the like music booth, and she'd be trying to sing, and they'd be like, oh God, can we please?
You want to save her?
leave?"
Don't. No. You're too pretty for that.
I'm gonna stop dating her.
Oh my God!
Go
I love
out,
that
Team
this
Albie
is
and
a
Greg.
big laughing episode. Alrighty. So to wrap this whole thing up, we end the season. Obviously, everybody now hates Teresa. Melissa is going to be a superstar. Jacqueline would probably just fall off the face of the earth and be fine with it. Kathy, I forgot your name just in that moment before I said it.
That says it all.
And Caroline is about to put a hit out on somebody. And that's how we wrap it up. And that's how we're going to roll into the reunion show.
It's
and
a
I
swallow.
hope that we
It's a
just get
swallow.
all kinds of greatness coming from the reunion show next week. And until then, keep it Jersey.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.